So we have the first post-spring news coming out of Clemson, and that unfortunately is that Malcolm Greene has entered his name into the transfer portal. Former four-star recruit going into his fourth year, his senior year at Clemson. I honestly can't blame him. I think it's definitely a smart business decision for him moving forward for his career. I don't know how much playing time he was realistically going to get this year with Nate Wiggins and Sheridan Jones coming back. Malcolm's more of a nickel corner anyways, and Andrew Makuba, it seems like that's his spot at this moment. And so Malcolm Greene transferring, more opportunities. As a freshman, I thought he was going to be a really, really good player for us. He flashed as a freshman, made some pretty big plays, interceptions, and then sophomore year, junior year, just hurt the entire time. And that's sort of been like the theme for Clemson the last two seasons. We just haven't been able to stay healthy, and Malcolm Greene was definitely an example of that. I do think this is kind of a big loss for us because we were returning five corners with significant experience. Significant actually is a kind of a loose word, right? Nate Wiggins, I think, is a lockdown number one corner. And then that number two guy, we're kind of unsure who that is. Sheridan Jones is going to be in his fifth year. I'm kind of expecting him to start, but he's really never been a stellar player. He's never jumped off. Maybe he has a big fifth year, final year at Clemson. I don't know. Toriano Pride certainly is really talented. He got exposed a lot last year, but that's definitely something you learn from. Probably puts in a good spring. Probably hopefully have a great summer. And who knows, maybe he can man that number two spot. He was starting alongside Nate Wiggins in the spring game, but that was without Sheridan Jones. And then Jaden Lucas, another guy, former five-star, going into his second year. He got exposed a lot last year. He's been banged up. He's been injured his entire career so far at Clemson. He missed the spring game, missed half the spring because of injury, missed a lot of last season because of an injury. But obviously talent just oozes, big, tall, physical corner. And so those are the four corners that we have that have any significant experience. Like I said, I think we're good with one of them. Nate, I think, first, second round pick, probably going to be a great corner for us this year. That number two guy, who knows? We're an injury away from relying on just two sophomore. Let's say Sheridan Jones, fifth year guy, gets hurt. We just have Toriano Pride, then we have Jaden Lucas, and then behind them, there's just no experience. Miles Oliver will be a redshirt freshman. Shelton Lewis, Brandon Strozier, and Avion Terrell are true freshmen. And I really like those three that we signed. Hopefully one of them is ready. Shelton Lewis certainly impressed me in the spring game, so I think he'll be a guy that can probably make an impact for us this year. But this was a huge hit. I thought going into the season, returning those five at corner was big for us. Now that we only have four, injury or two here, we could really be in trouble at corner right now. And obviously, if you don't know, Clemson can't really use the transfer portal right now. We're already over the scholarship limit by 3. Malcolm losing him drops us down to 2, so we have 87 on scholarship right now. We can only have 85. Dabo has already talked about taking some walk-ons off of scholarship. We'll see who else might decide to transfer. I have a feeling Malcolm won't be the only one that we have transferring after spring. But, big loss for us, I think. Secondary was our worst position group last year on defense by far. Secondary was really the reason why we didn't have a top 20, top 15, top 10 defense like we accustomedly have, especially at corner. Our corners just got burnt really, really, really bad. And so, I do think, again, smart decision by Malcolm. I don't know how much playing time he was going to get. Outside corners are pretty much locked down with Nate Wiggins, and I'm assuming Sheridan Jones. And then nickel, I'm pretty sure the coaches are just going to go with Makuba there. Those are going to be our starting three corners, I would imagine. So great decision by him. Go get some playing time. This is your senior season. If you want to play in the NFL, obviously you got to put tape out there. And being a backup in your fourth year is probably not going to help. But big loss to Clemson. Wish him well, obviously, like I do with everyone that transfers from Clemson. But, moving forward, kind of worried about our defense. Defensive end, definitely a worry position for us. Corner now, I think also kind of a big worry, losing Malcolm Greene. So that's it. That's all I got for this one. I'll see you in the next one.